In this video, we're going to talk about the challenges faced by brands. Well, branding is definitely not easy. I mean, I spoke about logos and slogans and names in my earlier videos, but as a brand manager, it is very difficult to actually maintain a brand. And there are several challenges that come into play. In this particular video, I'll talk about 6 broad challenges that brand managers face today. Let's start with the first one, and that is a knowledgeable customer. Yes, you heard that right. A knowledgeable customer can be a pain sometimes. It's pretty simple. Way back in the day, 10-15 years back, आप customer को कुछ ही बेच देते थे, customer खरीद लेता था और at least inquire करके use कर लेता था. But today, before buying anything, customers make sure they are on the internet looking at 15 options of what is happening. If you want to buy a TV today, customers typically go to Vijay Sales and Chroma, stand there, look at the products, look at the prices, and at the same time go on Amazon and Flipkart on their smartphone in the store and look at better pricing mechanism and even argue with the people at Chroma and Vijay Sales. So today a customer is very, very knowledgeable. They make sure also to kind of look at all possible reviews which are available online to make sure the brand is legit, to make sure the pricing is perfect and the quality is perfect. And they even fight for their claim if required. So as a brand manager, having a knowledgeable customer is good to understand your brand, but sometimes they push it in order to make sure they have the right brand. It's like a double-edged sword. Number 2, brand explosion. Now there are so many brands in the market that even consumers are confused today, right? And as a brand, it becomes very, very difficult. Now look at Samsung today. It has launched so many smartphones in a category starting from 10,000 rupees until a lakh. And that is nothing but a brand proliferation sort of things, explosion with so many brands in the market. Apple, on the other hand, has kept it very clean with certain models that they launch every year. So having too many brands in the market is also a problem. At number 3, and my personal favorite, is media transformation. 10 years back, all you had to do is probably do a TV ad, print ad and some hoardings and put it up all over the country. Easy tha. But abhi media काफी change हो गया. So there is something called as traditional media, there is something called as non-traditional media. Traditional is typically your TV, print, radio, outdoor, right? Which is pretty straightforward. But non-traditional is something where you want to tap the customer in different locations, at events, at concerts, in transit. When I say in transit, bus, train, metro, plane, advertise everywhere. So media has kind of improved and is very dynamic today, right? Today, if I want to reach the youth, I need to go to concerts to advertise, right? If I want to meet the working class, no longer just in front of the TV, I have to be inside a metro. So nowadays, if you see a lot of brands, they kind of sponsor metro stations, put a lot of ads inside metros. If you're looking at a premium audience, you have to advertise inside flights, in your magazines or at the airports. So media has kind of evolved. In fact, Red Bull as a brand, if you know, does not believe much in TV advertising or print advertising, but they're big in terms of death-defying stunts, sponsoring crazy extreme sports to make sure they're talking about energy, adrenaline and rush. In fact, they did a project called as Red Bull Stratos, where they made a person jump from a helium balloon way up in the stratosphere down to the earth, way back in 2012, 2013. Just to show that the media has evolved so much to reach the audience. Number 4, as a brand, you face increased competition. Now, I don't mean increased competition from a direct competitor, like HUL has from P&G or Coke has from Pepsi. A new competitor has arrived, and that competitor is the retailer itself. Today, Coke or Pepsi sell through Reliance Smart. But did you know Reliance Smart has launched their own brand of soft drinks known as Ye? Or they have another brand called Campa. If you sell a shirt in Shoppers Stop today, Shoppers Stop being a departmental store, if Louis Philippe is selling a shirt there, they also have competition from a brand called Stop, which is Shoppers Stop ka private label. What I'm trying to tell you is that apart from thinking that your competition is very much around you that you see on paper, there are these private labels that are giving you a hit. Why go very far? If you walk into Vijay Sales, you feel that Sony, Samsung and LG are competing among each other, but these brands also face competition from Vijay Sales' own private label, that is Vice. So competition is heating up from every angle. Moving on to number 5, and this is decreasing brand loyalty among consumers. Thanks to the e-commerce sites coming up like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, and giving massive discounts initially, customers have become very, very less loyal to the brands that they typically adored at one point of time, thanks to the switch in e-commerce firms. And the quick commerce revolution has made it even more difficult for consumers to actually stick around with one particular brand. And finally, number 6 is increasing advertising cost. Year by year, advertising cost is increasing, the media cost is increasing. I remember speaking in one of my reels talking about how The title sponsor for IPL was about 40 crores way back in 2008. But now companies like Tata are paying almost 500 crore per year for a title sponsor. In fact, right from the stuff from US, the Super Bowl has become even more expensive for advertising every year. This year, brands are paying $8 million for a 30-second ad. If you translate that into INR, it is more than 1 crore a second for advertising. And that becomes a challenge, obviously, for a brand manager if you look at these 6 challenges that I spoke about, which are knowledgeable customer, brand explosion, media transformation, increased competition, decreasing brand loyalty, and finally, increasing advertising cost. I hope you've understood the examples and the challenges. Thank you for watching Easy Array.